Hello everyone, this is Pavitra. So in the previous lecture, we have learned how to pass a journal entries for some basic transactions, right? So now let's understand how to pass a journal entries for some complex transactions. So here I have taken the three golden rules of accounting, and now let's take few transactions and try to solve them. Okay, so the first transaction over here is cash withdrawn from bank 10,000 rupees. So first of all, understand one thing. In our books of accounts, we maintain these two accounts separately. That is cash in hand and cash at bank. So whenever there is some withdrawal from the bank account or deposit into the bank account, we should still mention those transactions in our books of accounts, even though there is no practical outflow or inflow from the business. Okay. So how do we deal with these kind of transactions is, first of all, two aspects involved in this transaction will be cash account and bank account. And these two are assets, right? So that's why they will be coming under this real account. Okay. So as per this real account, we should debit what comes in. So here whenever we are withdrawing cash on the bank account, the cash is coming into the business, right? So we need to debit the cash account. 10,000 rupees. And since the bank balance is going to reduce, we have to credit the bank account. And then the narration, like being cash withdrawn from bank 10,000 rupees. Let's say we have deposited some amount into the bank account. In that case, we simply need to reverse the transaction, that is bank account debit to cash account. Okay. So the next transaction is received 14,500 from Aravind in full settlement of 15,000. So here we are receiving some amount from a person, but he is not giving us the entire amount. He is giving only part of the amount, but that is in full settlement. So here there are three aspects involved and not just two. Because the first aspect will be the cash, because we are receiving amount from the Aravind, so the cash account will be involved. Second thing is Aravind, because Aravind is a giver, so Aravind account will be involved. And third account is, because there is a difference between these two amounts, we need to understand that we are allowing some amount of discount to the Aravind. So the discount allowed account will also be involved in this transaction. So how to pass a journal entry for this transaction is, firstly we are receiving cash, right? So cash account has to be debited. How much? Only 14,500. We are not receiving the entire amount. And what account has to be credited? We need to credit the Aravind account, because Aravind is a person and he will be coming under this personal account. And as per this personal account, we need to credit the giver, right? Here, since the Aravind is giving the amount, we need to credit the Aravind account. How much amount? The entire amount of 15,000. Because though he is not giving the entire amount, but he is settling the entire amount, right? So the Aravind account has to be credited with total amount of 15,000. And then a third aspect involved over here is discount allowed. And this discount, since we are allowing discount to that person, that will be in the nature of expense, right? So as per this nominal account, all the expenses have to be debited. So that's why the discount allowed account has to be debited in our books of accounts. How much? The discount is only of 500. If you see here, the debit total will always be equal to credit total, 15,000 and 15,000. Okay. So the narration will be like received amount from Aravind of 14,500 after allowing 500 as a discount. Okay. So the third transaction is withdrawal of goods by owner for his personal use, 5,000 rupees. So here the owner is taking something from the business. So first of all, that is in the nature of drawings, right? And he is taking goods. Okay. So two aspects involved in this transaction are owner and goods. But we are never going to mention these two accounts in our books of accounts, right? So firstly, the owner is taking from the business. So he is a receiver. And as per this personal account, we need to debit the receiver, right? But instead of owner, what we need to debit? We need to debit drawings account. And we need to create the goods account, but instead of goods, what term we have to use? We should use either purchases or sales, but here we should use only the purchases, because we cannot consider this transaction as a sales. What happens if we consider this as a sales is, we are showing something as a sale which is not actually a sale, right? We should not show like that. So that's the reason why we need to mention it as purchases. 5,000 rupees. So here simply what we are doing is we are reducing the purchases account balance, because what might have happened is previously when we have purchased the goods, the entry will be purchases to cash, right? So we have debited the purchase account at that time, and now we are crediting the purchase account. So we are simply reducing the purchases account by 5,000 rupees. And again the narration is like owner has taken goods worth 5,000 rupees. So next transaction is distributed goods as a sample worth 15,000 rupees. So here what is happening is we are simply distributing goods as a sample. So when do we do that? We generally do it as a part of advertising, right? So this transaction is all about advertising expenses. Okay, and in this transaction the two aspects involved will be, one is goods and the other one will be advertising expenses. So since expense will be coming under this nominal account, we have to debit all the expenses, right? So we need to debit the advertising expense account. And what account needs to be credited over here is the second aspect involved is goods, right? So instead of goods, what we need to mention, as like in the previous transaction, we have to mention the purchases account. So even here also we are simply reducing the purchases value in our books of accounts. Again the narration, like being goods distributed as a sample worth 15,000 rupees. So the next transaction is income tax paid out of business money 10,000 rupees. So here the owner is incurring his income tax expenses out of the business money. So this transaction is in the nature of drawings, right? So we are not worried about how the owner is utilizing the amount. We just need to consider these type of transaction as a drawings only. So here we simply mention it as drawings account debit to cash account. Cash is credited because the cash account is going out. And again the narration, like being amount taken from the business by the owner of 10,000 rupees. Last transaction is salaries of 10,000, stationery 1,000 and rent 20,000 incurred by the business. So here I would like to discuss with you a concept called compound entries. So what is this compound entries is, likewise if we have 2-3 transactions at a time, we can simply mention it under one transaction only. So how do we do that is, so here all these aspects are of expense nature, right? So that will be coming under nominal account and all these accounts have to be debited. So we need to debit all these accounts, like salary account debit, $10,000, stationery account debit 1,000 rupees, and then rent account debit 20,000. And what account has to be credited? We have to pay these amounts, right? So that's the reason why we can directly mention it as cash account for all these transactions at once. So, but whenever mentioning these compound entries, you have to sum up all these amounts. That is 31,000. Again, like being salary, stationeries, rent of respective amounts incurred. So that is how we can pass a journal entry if we have these kind of similar transactions at a time. Okay. So that is all about today's class, and in the next lecture we'll understand how to post these journal entries into the ledger books. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next lecture. Thank you.